voices arise from the storm and immortalized. You can find me below. I let the enemy know. When the voices arise from the storm and immortalized. You can find me below. I let the enemy know. Today is November 22nd, 2019. We are Sinful Black Entertainment, and this is the Overtime Sports Show. What is good? What is good? What is really, really good? Ladies and gentlemen, this is your boy James, a.k.a. Hollywood J Black, live in the building once again on another Friday night. You know what that means. It is time for the NFL Week 12 rundown. And that's right. And you know I can't do this shit alone. I can't find anybody on the talent rosters. I can't find anybody on ESPN that knows how to pick these picks. So I have to go to the deepest, the darkest sources of mythical NFL picking power. So I had to go grab my main man's, Big M effing Sinners in the building. How you doing, sir? How you doing?
I am currently sharing this to the depths of Facebook hell, so give me 1 second.
That is how you're supposed to do it.
The depths of Facebook hell have been notified that we are live, and I am good. Tonight, as Mr. Black said, we are here about Week 12 of the NFL, but not only that, we will be going through our midseason, forgive us for fucking up early in the season, changes.
Yes. And when we get to that part, I have a perfect song to start this segment out. It is the official Sinful Black apology song. You know, like we did last year when I said the Cardinals were trash and they actually ended up beating the Packers. Yes, you remember that.
And you guys, please.
Yes, it's true. So, before we get started on the Week 12 madness that is, we have to talk about yesterday's madness that was. That is right. The Thursday night game. The
Indianapolis Colts got screwed out of kicking a game-time field goal yesterday.
Oh, yes, that is inherently true, or else did you pick the Colts? Yes, we would have been 1-0 to start the week. We somehow get screwed out of this. But screw Vegas because the Texas didn't cover the spread because it was 3.5. So, sorry, my bad.
So anyway, what we're talking about is Deshaun Watson clearly fumbled the ball.
Clearly. And when I say clearly, I mean clearly fumbled the ball.
So, you see this pillowcase? You see this pillowcase?
Well, I seen it.
All right, so this pillowcase represents the ball. Here's how clearly it happened. And the referee was like, "Oh, nah, you was down by contact." What?
After reviewing the play, and yet the ball,
he was still standing. What the fuck are you talking about?
After reviewing the play and realizing that the Texans needed to cover 3.5 points, we have determined that Deshaun Watson was in fact not, down by contact. What?
I want to tell you what had happened and why that call was made.
Why was that call made?
That call was made because they royally fucked DeAndre Hopkins last week against the Baltimore Ravens, and they also learned that every time DeAndre Hopkins scores a touchdown, he finds his blind mother in the crowd and gives her the football.
So are you saying that this is because they're trying to pull on the heartstrings of the refs? Is this what it is? Is it about simpy points for?
No, this is about DeAndre. We know we fucked up last week. You're a good dude. Yes, you guys would have only lost by 28 last week if we would have gave you that touchdown. But we're going to make up for you now. You're playing a division game, a game that actually matters on your schedule here. Oh, and not only that, the guy's a former Patriots quarterback, and we don't like those guys around here. So
I think the ass whooping that the Baltimore Ravens gave him mattered because it happened with no lubrication.
Hey, just because their anal cavities are still bleeding from last week doesn't really matter, okay?
They barely put.
There's a former Patriots quarterback, there's a former Patriots kicker, and there's DeAndre Hopkins. Here you go, Houston. Have a good day.
They barely put up 20 points. And when I say barely, I mean barely.
Yeah, it was 20-17. They put up 20 points.
They barely put up 20 points. Barely. And that would even happen had they not get screwed. The Colts came into this just like I told you they were going to. I said they're going to come in, they're going to hit them hard. It's a division game. They're going to do what they need to do in order to win this game, and they should have done what they needed to do to win this game. It was enough, and they still got screwed.
Well, it is what it is. It's the NFL, and that's how it rolls sometimes.
Yeah, and I understand that. I'm fine with that, okay? I'm like this, okay? If we're going to keep going this route over and over and over and over again with these refs, there needs to be some accountability, okay? So,
sorry.
Yes, sorry. And this is the same league that tried to screw a few people, not the person that you think I'm going to talk about, but a person that you're familiar with, Mr. Tom F. Brady, okay? And I said this myself. I said, how can you trust the NFL when you see what they did with Tom Brady and Ray Rice? But I digress.
You know what they did with Tom Brady, right? They gave him 4 weeks off, and he still won a Super Bowl.
I know, but still, this is how. They also guaranteed that Jacoby Brissett and Jimmy Garoppolo got paid big money. I understand that, okay? I get that, all right? Fine. We'll roll with that. My problem is this. Everybody's talking about, the NFL wouldn't lie. The NFL would never screw over anybody, right? They would never do such a fucking thing. Hi, Di, how you doing? Now you're in the part of the show where I talk shit about the NFL. I hope all five.
Hold on. No, the funniest thing I think about before you go into this rant, because I'm gonna let you have this.
Yes.
The funniest thing I thought I want to talk about real quick.
Go ahead.
Myles Garrett. He called me a nigga. But why didn't you tell anybody when it happened? Why are you waiting a week? Listen here, Jussie Smollett. It ain't that I don't believe you. It's that you took a week to do it, and even people on your own team was like, you never told us that.
Well, he's setting up he's probably, forget the suspension, he's probably setting up a lawsuit against the NFL for emotional distress that he deserves and doesn't deserve to be called the N-word, regardless of if he actually hit.
Hold on. It just so happened that none of the players involved in that fight were mic'd up. There are 20 players mic'd up in that game, but none of them involved in that fight. And if Mason Rudolph was mic'd up, it probably got knocked out when he cold-cocked him in the head with the helmet.
I'm sorry. This is. Let me tell you what happened with Mason Rudolph. This was the confrontation. You ready for this? I've scripted this out. So when he first got sacked, he grabbed him by the helmet and said, "What's the good idea, buddy? Huh?
I'm not your buddy, guy."
And he's like, "I'm not your guy, friend."
I'm not your friend, buddy.
Huh? And then Myles Garrett's like, "Fuck you. Oh, you goddamn son of a bitch fucker. You cocksucker." And then it was all of a sudden, then that's when the whole shit just went to crazy.
And then Myles Garrett tried to gently put the helmet back on Mason Rudolph's head. It is not Mason Rudolph's fault it's not Myles Garrett's fault that the offensive lineman was shoving him to an angle where the helmet cracked him in the middle of the head.
although you have to, I beg to ask the question: what if the linemen weren't in between him?
Then we're probably looking at a armless quarterback for the foreseeable future. And here's my other thing.
Yes.
How did Pouncey get his suspension lessened for kicking a man in the head while he was down on the field?
Oh, you want me to tell you? I know exactly why. You ready for this one? Because what's his name? Myles Garrett's the guy that was the arbitrator that was ruling against him was an offensive player. The arbitrator that was ruling for Pouncey was a defensive player. Okay, so when this happened, they're like, "Oh, you were just defending your quarterback. We're gonna give you another week off. It's okay. We understand your aggression."
Hold on. Somebody was holding him on the ground, and Pouncey is kicking this man in the head.
And the other dude paid less of a fine. Uncle Boogaloo, whatever the fuck his nigga name is.
Bro, that nigga just came out of nowhere and was like, "Fuck you, Mason. I don't like your name." That's all that was.
He only got a one bid.
All
you know
right,
what I'm saying?
About the NFL.
All right, so I've been literally hearing people talking about, oh, we should trust the NFL. The NFL would never screw over anybody purposely, right? Need I remind you that this is the same NFL that got information about the whole Ray Rice situation from both the Baltimore Ravens and Ray Rice. He told him exactly what happened. My wife tried to hit me. I punched her, and I damn near killed her. Okay, like this was the information was known by the NFL. So the NFL, with this information, said, "You know what, buddy? It's okay. We're only going to suspend you 2 games. It shouldn't be so bad, right? No big deal." Then, as soon as the fucking video comes out, oh, we're going to suspend you for the entire season. Just one problem: you've already suspended him, and it was to the point where Ray Rice won his lawsuit against the NFL and the Baltimore Ravens. So it is on record saying that Ray Rice knew and that the Ravens weren't justified in suspending him twice. And he run his wrongful termination lawsuit. Like, this is on record. But no, the NFL does not try to screw over anybody, right? Let's flip it over to Tom Q.F. Brady, all right? Tom Q.F. Brady, Esquire III, all right? He proved this case that he did not deflate the footballs. That wasn't the reason why they suspended him. They suspended him because the commissioner had the right to suspend him. Not because they proved anything, but he just literally has the right to suspend people at will. So a federal judge determined that Roger Goodell at any point in time, in place, can suspend anybody, anywhere, any win for as long as he wants to. A federal judge determined that.
That adds to people's other shit. Oh, the NFL did that so Tom Brady's healthy in the playoffs.
Well, you gave Roger Goodell that right. So if you're mad at Tom Brady being healthy for the playoffs and only having to play 12 games, guess what? You have to blame yourselves for electing Roger Goodell. So fuck you, all right? I'm just keeping it real. Look over all the shit for people that suspended. Matter of fact, Deflategate. There we go. Perfect thing. Deflategate. Oh, I'm suspending everybody. You know what I'm saying? He suspended the coach. He suspended players. He suspended people's mamas, people's daddies. I'm pretty sure he suspended Tom Benson before he died. Everybody that was involved in Deflategate. And then they took it to federal court after appeal, and they determined that the Saints didn't do anything wrong. But guess what?
You mean Bountygate, not Deflategate.
Bountygate, excuse me. They determined that the Saints did nothing wrong, and they had to pay all the Saints players that got suspended all that money that they did for all the money that they lost for being suspended.
And the only one still paying that shit is Greg Williams.
Oh, yeah, because they won't give him a damn NFL head coaching job, which he deserves. You see, no, the Browns, enough said, he deserves it. I don't want to hear that because you see what the Browns are doing without him. Guess what? Not a goddamn thing. That's exactly what I'm saying. Man. I promise you, the Browns, who are my 13-3, 12-4 pick for this year. Guess what? Them fuckers are probably going 4-12. Yeah, I said it. Okay, so rant over.
They got the Dolphins this week, so they'll probably win. So they'll be 5-11.
Don't ever say that a win is guaranteed against the Dolphins because you never fucking know. Okay. Let's be honest. Brian Hoyer is a more experienced quarterback than Jacoby Brissett. How did that work out for him?
Anyway, let's get on to our week 12.
Exactly. Oh, no, before that, remember, we got to talk about the third. Oh, then we talked about the Thursday night game. All right, my bad. I'm sorry. My bad. Colts got screwed. Texans win. Go fuck themselves. All right. Week 12 is now ready to roll. We have arrived at week 12. We are now 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17 weeks before, not 17 weeks, 6 weeks. 6 weeks No. 6, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17.
I'm not counting this week.
You have to count this week.
13, 14, 15, 16, 17.
So after this week, we have 5 more weeks to go, okay? 5 more games. All right.
So first up on the docket, we are going to be talking about 2 teams in completely different trajectories. We have the Seattle Seahawks at the Philadelphia Eagles.
Yes. The Eagles are struggling to get by, just to get by, just to get by, just to get by. Oh, sorry. I had to quote that song. While
Carson Wentz got ate alive by the Patriots defense last week.
while the Seattle Seahawks are living on a rust. You know what I'm saying? That instead of living on a prayer, they're living on a rust. And they're halfway to the playoffs. Seemingly, if they can win out, they're just about guaranteed the 5th seed. Because I'm not sure if they'll give a headway to San Francisco, although San Francisco has a brutal schedule, which we'll get into that later. But this is more the easier part. This is the last really somewhat easy part of Seattle's schedule because it doesn't get any easier from here. After this, they got Cardinals to deal with. They got the Niners to deal with again. They got the Rams to deal with again. And all 3 of those teams are vying for a position for the playoffs. The Eagles, on the other hand, can probably split their games, and they probably still win the NFC East. Am I wrong?
No. No, fuck. I lost my train of thought.
It's that bad. This week is that fucked up, huh? I know. I feel that way too. But tell me what's on your mind, sir. Tell me what's on your mind.
What's on my mind is I can't remember the defensive end's name from Houston who went to Seattle.
Oh, you mean the guy that practically manhandled, beat, victimized, and dethroned the Mr. Joe Staley? You talking about Jadeveon Clowney, sir? That's the man? Yeah. Oh, okay, all right.
Jadeveon Clowney is going to have a field day with Carson Wentz.
Because that Eagles O-line is trash.
We talked about this 2 weeks ago when the Seahawks beat the 49ers. Jadeveon Clowney is going up against an offensive lineman who's only played 2 games in his career.
Well,
last week he didn't play well because the Patriots defense was all over Carson Wentz.
Well, we're gonna find out if he's really good or he's really bad. Hey, if you he made Joe Staley look like an old man. So
I'm going with the Seattle Seahawks this week. Yeah.
Yeah, I don't think that you could really go any other way with a sane mind. So, with that said, I am also going with the Seattle Seahawks, but not just because of Jadeveon Clowney. Is there anybody on the Eagles defense that you think can pigeonhole Russell Wilson? I don't think so at all.
No. Tom Brady was making plays with his legs last week, and he ain't even healthy.
That tells you everything you need to know about how this game is going to go down, ladies and gentlemen. And speaking of which, speaking of Seattle's schedule, you want to talk about, we talked about the Niners schedule. Let's talk about Hell Week for the next 5 weeks after this game. We have Minnesota at the Rams, at Carolina, and then at home against Seattle and to close out the season against the 49ers. And don't think that Arizona game is a guarantee either. Seattle has lots of problems with Arizona, just like we have had lots of problems, even though we won. Don't think that Seattle isn't going to try and play spoiler for the rest of the season. I think they would be more than happy to take out the Rams out of the playoff picture.
I'm looking at probably a 4-2, 5-3 finish for them.
I don't know, that Minnesota game.
I still don't trust Minnesota against a decent defense and a winning team.
I don't know. Mr. Like That Kirk Cousins is exercising his demons this year. I don't know.
It was the Cowboys.
It's still they were still over 500. You play who's on the schedule, buddy.
But they don't have a good defense. Anyway, next up we have 2 teams whose trajectory is just going. We have the Detroit Lions at the Washington Redskins. The Detroit Lions are a lot better than what their record tells you. And they're starting Mr. Driscoll again this week. It's Washington Redskins, whose quarterback doesn't have any support on his own team.
So let me tell you, anybody wondering what Mr. Driscoll brings to the table? This is what they have on ESPN. Look at his face. This is a face only an offensive lineman can be like, oh shit, we're gonna murder this fool. He's like, what's the play again, guys? What's the play again? It's you're about to get raped. That's what the play is. But all jokes aside, this is a game. This is an extremely winnable game, which I think that's what scares me the most about this Washington-Detroit game. That it's actually winnable, but somehow, and I think that the third time is the charm for Mr. Dwayne Haskins, especially after that wonderful pep talk. What can I do for you to help? For me to help you? How can I help you? Huh? What?
Oh, wait. You're talking to us?
Exactly. Why are you wearing Dwayne Haskins' pads?
God damn it. Where's our Gatorade?
Exactly. That's how they exactly looked at him. Anybody that wasn't the black dude or the center that was directly to his right didn't give zero fucks about what Dwayne Haskins said. They gave zero fucks. If this continues to be like this, let me tell you something. Even though I know that the coaching and the GM sucks, I would keep the two dudes that actually listen to Dwayne and fire everybody else. I mean,
we have to remember two things here.
Well, yes, one Dan Snyder owns the team.
Worst owner in the NFL. The second thing we got to know is nobody on this Redskins team gives a shit.
This reminds me of the team that was in the replacements before they got replaced by the replacements. They didn't give a shit. Like, fuck it.
I'm taking a team that looks like the team that was the replacements. That's the Detroit Lions.
Yes. So, yeah, you got to figure they got to win one of these games. Jesus Christ, right? With Jeff Driscoll at quarterback. I mean, he's not bad. He performed fairly well. So, I mean, so did Hoskins to a point. But the Lions are the better team, even with Jeff Driscoll by far. Like, this isn't even a question. Yeah, you gotta take the Lions in this one. I'm sorry, even on the road, even though the tickets are $4, and I'm halfway tempted to drive to DC just to watch this debacle fuckery that is the Washington Redskins. But I digress.
Well, we have a wrestling show to do Sunday morning, so you can't do that, sir.
We could do it live from FedEx Field. Ain't nobody paying attention anyways to the game. You might as well give them something to entertain them.
Practice either. They probably shut down the Wi-Fi. That's why people stop going. Anyway.
We're too broke to pay for internet.
Anyway, next up we have what me and Mr. Black like to call a trap game. We have the Oakland Raiders at the New York Jets.
Ooh, well, who's a trap game for who? That's the question.
It's a trap game for the Raiders because the Jets seem to maybe have found a little something special there last week a couple weeks ago against the Giants.
Oh, you mean when this was after Sam Darnold banged on Adam Gase' door and said, here's part of the playbook I don't like, and just like threw out half of it.
And it was all in that part of the playbook they threw out were all plays they played against New England.
Yep. Yeah, he's like, and Adam Gase was like, I've been waiting for you to do this. And I'm like, so wait a minute. Hold on. Give me a fucking second. So you intentionally gave Sam Darnold half a playbook of shit plays? What kind of fucking madman are you? Huh?
To see what happened, okay?
That's what
happened to be the New England Patriots is what happened.
That's what I get. What kind of madman are you?
The same madman who couldn't control his eyes during his introductory press conference.
I have better eye control in this eye than than Adam Gase had in that press conference, okay? Am I wrong?
No.
Oh, exactly. See? So
the Raiders are coming off a couple of good games here. They're playing better than anybody expected. And it looks like trading Khalil Mack was actually the right move to make for this Oakland Raiders team.
I mean, look at all them goddamn draft picks. Shit. I mean,
and their running back is one of those draft picks that they got for Khalil Mack.
what you have to, because remember, I don't know if you heard the story, but when they asked Jon Gruden how he told Mike Mayock to approach the draft, he simply told Mike Mayock, "Don't fuck this up." I mean, that's probably the best strategy you could give any GM. Don't fuck this up.
All right, so
I mean,
Derek Carr is playing probably the best football of the season right now.
Yeah.
The Jets are interesting because Le'Veon Bell can get off if he really wants to.
If he really wants to. But I don't know. He said he might refuse the next HGH test that they do, and the Raiders just might ask to get another HGH test just so they can keep him off the field. Just win, baby. I'm just saying.
What does that old owner Al Davis used to say? If you're not cheating, you're not trying.
That's right. So with that said, it is a trap game. But if I go against the Raiders when they're going against the Jets, it just seems like I'm just throwing it, especially if the Raiders don't. The Raiders do dominate. I'm picking the Raiders all day long. Unfortunately for the Jets and unfortunately for Adam Gase, I'm picking the Raiders.
So I am also going with the Raiders. These games are always dangerous to pick because some people get cocky. Look at Green Bay and San Diego a few weeks ago. Some teams get cocky. So I'm going with the Raiders also.
I don't think that Jon Gruden's team has any room to be cocky. They need to stay the course. They're almost about to steal the division away from the Kansas City Chiefs if they pull this shit off.
All right, so next up we have an NFC South battle between the Christian McCaffreys at the New Orleans Saints.
The Christian McCaffreys, because ain't nobody else worth the value on that goddamn team.
Not in the games.
Kyle Allen has regressed, but I don't think he's regressed because he's trash. I think he's regressed because they came against some pretty fucking stiff competition.
And that's what people are being assholes about this young man. Like, this, that, Cam Newton, we always knew he's the better option. Shut the fuck up.
Yeah.
This man has played, his last 3 games have been against top 10 defenses.
Talk about a knee-jerk reaction. Here we go. Bruno with the as usual fuck New England post on here. How you doing, Mr. Bruno?
Hi, Bruno.
So you can't knee-jerk. That's Stephen A. Smith's new name is knee-jerk. That's his new nickname. Because
knee-jerk for the last 10 years, but he's still better than Max Kellerman. And that's
but he's really been bad this past week. Like, all right, let me tell you something. If you're gonna go on a hill, right, you better stand there and die on that motherfucking hill. Don't be backtracking.
Stephen A. going down that hill, he jumping in the trench, he going through the hill on the other side. That's what
exactly. Exactly. You better die on that hill. Don't make Max Kellerman look blacker than you, bro. Come on now. But I digress. Anyways, so back to the story that we have at hand. Carolina is going to bounce back. It's just not going to be this game. It's not it. This ain't it. New Orleans is angry. New Orleans is 8-2. The division is between them and nobody else. I mean, but if you figure if they take out Carolina, that's it. Hey, they could probably walk away with the division very easily. So New Orleans knows that they have to get this done. Drew Brees knows that they have to get this done. There's no room for error, and they're at home. To me, this is New Orleans games to lose.
Yeah, the Ravens smacked New England 3 weeks ago. We'll see what happens if they play again in the playoffs.
Yes, that's a brutal comment. Yeah, I know in the past we see Ravens. Yeah, we seen it. I even posted the highlights directly on Sinful Black TV, where you can watch that ass whooping over and over and over again. Or if you really want to watch an ass whooping, I'm about to throw the Patriots Titans game from a few years ago in the Snow Bowl, because that's an ass whooping that I like to see. But I digress.
Anyway, I'm going with the Saints in this game.
Okay.
Because Drew Brees is Drew Brees.
I mean, that's about as simple as it gets, really. I mean, like I said, Carolina will bounce back. This just ain't it. I think that they can lose this game, and Carolina be all right because Carolina's schedule for the next 5 weeks after that is the Redskins, the Falcons again. They got to play Carolina. Fuck, they're out of the playoffs. Oh, they're fucked. They got to play Indianapolis. They're out of the playoffs. Oh shit, they got to play New Orleans again.
Before we start talking about the next game.
Okay, what you got to say? What do you got? Oh, he has to go to the bathroom.
I gotta grab something real quick. I'll be back in like 2 seconds.
Oh, okay. He's grabbing something. Ladies and gentlemen, this is the part of the show where I like to tell everybody that to make sure you go follow Sinful Black TV. It is live. I'm sorry, Sinful Black Sports. We've rebranded, bitches. That's right. Make sure you follow Sinful Black Sports. If I've sent you an invite, make sure you follow the shit. I've got highlights every single night. Matter of fact, as soon as I'm done with this, with the Overtime Sports Show, we're dropping highlight videos, NBA highlights. We already posted the NFL highlights from last night. It is popping. So,
all right, you ready?
Yeah, I'm ready. Why are you wearing a doctor mask?
Because the next game is the Dolphins and the Browns, and I don't want to smell this shit.
This shit is that bad, huh? Oh God, you just snapped yourself in the face? Oh fuck, that's how bad this shit was. Okay, so yes, the Miami Dolphins are playing the Cleveland Browns. Unfortunately, that does nothing for anybody, except the sports bettors that like to play trap games. Cleveland is favored by 10.5. I just want to throw that out there.
They'll only win by 3.
Because first you got to figure they got to score 10.5 more points than the team they're playing, so that probably won't happen. But I digress. Cleveland needs to win the rest of these games, and Cleveland to even sniff the playoffs, and even at that, that's not a guarantee.
I had to wear the mask because this game smells like shit.
They got to play Pittsburgh next week. So it's pay-per-view event. I'm having tickets. I'm selling tickets to the house. I'm gonna buy pizza. It's gonna be a knockdown, drag-out, slobber knocker. I'm gonna have Jim Ross doing commentary on it.
My God, he killed him with his hair. I mean, a helmet.
But Cleveland's schedule is probably the softest over the next 5 weeks. I mean, after like I said, you got Pittsburgh, and you got Cincinnati, then Arizona, which might be a little bit of a struggle. But then they got Baltimore, who they've beaten, and then they got Cincinnati again.
Yeah, let's talk about that, Bruno. Baltimore lost to the Browns.
It's all bad. It's all bad.
This game is Cleveland should win this game.
Should. That's the key point in this thing is should.
But now they're missing the best defensive lineman.
Yep.
The second best defensive lineman.
Yep.
I'm going to pick the Browns just because it's the Dolphins.
Baker Mayfield but need to pass for like 500.
Nick need to get off of this game.
It needs to be. This needs to be an offensive game. They need to open up that offensive playbook that Freddie Kitchens has been hiding since the end of last year. He said shit happens, pun intended. Oh God. And this shit is happening, unfortunately. At least it's not going to be just.
They're like 3 games in a row here. I should have kept the mask on for these 3 games in a row.
Is Cincinnati involved?
That's the next one.
Oh my God. I should have fucking known. But go ahead. Come on. I picked the Browns.
All right. So next up we have the Pittsburgh Steelers with no Juju Smith-Schuster, no Washington, no fucking Pouncey, no playing the 0-10 Cincinnati Bengals.
This trap game, that trap game, this trap game.
You know you should be playing right now?
What?
Rack City, Rack City, bitch. Rack City, Rack City, bitch. That's how big of a trap game this is.
Holy fuck. Hold on. Give me a second. Really? Wow. Okay. Well, I'm not going to spoil that for you, but make sure you watch the end of SmackDown. That's all I'm going to tell you. Anyways, this is probably like the worst. This is literally Mason Rudolph. I mean, if people are really hyped about, like, if black players are really hyped about Mason Rudolph calling Myles Garrett, whether you believe it or not, the N-word, okay? And with this N-word, they're going to use it as motivation to try and win one game, okay? Given the fact that Pouncey's not playing, that kind of makes things worse.
I got one thing to say.
What?
Nigga!
All
right, so if the Pittsburgh Steelers lose this game, Mike Tomlin should be fired.
Yes, which is probably why. No, never. I ain't gonna wish that devil on him.
I'm going with the Steelers based on that fact alone.
God, I don't even. There's not even anybody in Cincinnati I trust to even attempt to win this game. That's the messed up part about it. Like Joe Mixon, Rudolph said Joe Mixon. Fuck, I don't even trust their offensive line to get Joe Mixon enough holes against Pittsburgh to make this shit happen. I'm trying. I'm looking at this roster. Look at this. Let me tell you what you call him is confirmed not to play this game. AJ Green's out. Some nigga named Drew Sample's out. Hold on. Let me tell you who's playing in this game. You ready for this one? So of course we knew about the underachieving Ryan Finley. Would you like to know what Ryan Finley's stats against the Raiders were? He went 13 of 31 for 115 yards.
And almost won the game.
Accidentally. Joe Mixon almost won the game. Okay, let's not sugarcoat this shit. Okay, let me see who else is actually playing. Joe Mixon. I mean, Ryan Finley was their second leading rusher because he's running for his life against the lack of a pass rush that is Oakland. Some nigga named Tate. Not Golden Tate, A Tate, and like literally that's his initials, A Tate. He's one of the Tates. I don't know which one. It's A Tate, okay? I don't even know who none of these niggas are. I know who Geno Atkins is. Is H. Nickerson the second coming of Hardy Nickerson? I mean, I don't know. Oh, it is Hardy Nickerson's son. Hardy Nickerson's son. There you go. He plays for the wrong team. He's playing for the Bengals. Should be playing for the Steelers. You trust anybody on this team to win this game against the Steelers? I thought not. Exactly.
I told you. Based on the fact that if the Steelers lose this game, Mike Tomlin should be fired. I am taking the Steelers.
Anybody that loses to the Bengals this year should be fired. If the Bengals go on a 6-game winning streak, I want Adam Gase fired. I want Freddie Kitchens fired twice. I want Bill Belichick would probably be like, I quit. Fuck this shit. I'm done. Brian Flores is already halfway out the door.
Now, you know, Bill Belichick would just say this. We're on to Cincinnati.
Again? We got to make up for this win. We got to make up for this win.
We got to go there midweek and beat them and just,
It's a wash. It's like we didn't play them at all. Oh, yeah, I got to go with the Steelers. Again, the Steelers, if they can't beat this hapless Cincinnati Bengals, no wonder they're 0-10. It's the messed up part about it. Let's get this whole tanking job going. And shit, at this point, sign Josh McCown. At least I know you can will yourself to a tie. Fuck.
So, in the third tier of our trifecta of shit in a row, we have the New York Giants at the Chicago Bears, where Mitchell Trubisky miraculously healed from that hip injury that took him out of the game last week.
Man, if nobody's been paying attention to Tua, okay, Tua should be the poster child of, yo, nigga, you got a hip injury. Maybe you shouldn't play. Hey, you popped your hip out 2 weeks ago. I think you probably want to sit this one out. Is it get Northeastern Western Carolina State?
Now I'm going to do a bootleg to the weak side when we're up by 28.
That's right, into the weak side of your hip. That's exactly where he did that bootleg. Oh, Jesus Christ.
So we got the New York Giants, who I think are thinking about putting Eli Manning back in because Daniel Jones has been looking like trash the last few weeks. He looks like the not first round pick that we all said he was.
You know what's happened is a lack of a Saquon Barkley. So this is my problem, all right? So when you started losing because you weren't running with Saquon Barkley. You weren't running with a healthy Saquon Barkley, okay? Now you're losing because you have no Saquon Barkley. Now the shit's really hit the fan, hasn't it?
Remember, when they tried to run with an injured Saquon Barkley, the Jets held him to 14 yards on 13 carries.
But when Saquon Barkley, this is my problem. Saquon Barkley was healthy at the first 6 weeks of the season, right? So they only won the 2 games that they won. But in the 4 games that they lost, when Saquon Barkley touched the ball, he got 6 yards a carry. And it's not like they were down by double digits when this happened. The games were, down maybe like a touchdown or 2, a couple of touchdowns. But it's Saquon Barkley. If he's giving you 6 yards a goddamn carry every time he's running the ball, then maybe, just maybe, I don't know, run the damn football? See, this is why. See, now you understand why Bruno, who's a New Yorker, is not a goddamn Giants fan, because the Giants keep doing dumb shit like this. It's easier to cheer for the Baltimore Ravens because at least they know how to run a goddamn organization. And like the damn Giants, we can only run an organization 3 times in a goddamn centennial. I mean, what the fuck? Yeah, I said it, a centennial. That's right. They only have one more chance to get it right in the next 100 years because the last 2 times they got it right in the 80s and the 90s, that was it. They weren't relevant any other fucking time. And now they won their 2 Super Bowls after 2000. The Giants are going to be trash for the next 90-some years. Just deal with 80-some years. Just deal with it. It's okay. It's all right. Just deal with it. It's going to be fine.
With everything Mr. Black just said, I'm still going to go out on a limb and pick the Chicago Bears because I don't trust either one of these 2 teams.
If the Chicago Bears don't win by any means necessary, and I mean like Khalil Mack needs to get like 2 interceptions, cause fumbles. Like this defense needs to be on point. If the Chicago Bears do not win this game, I promise you there will be no Matt Nagy next year. There will be no Mitch Trubisky next year. Hell, they might change out the water boys. They might change out the paid referees. They might change out the staff. There ain't no reason that you should be losing to the New York Giants. And they're at home, right? They're at home. Am I right?
The Bears are at home.
Yeah, ain't no way in goddamn fucking hell, son of a bitch, fuck, should you be losing to the New York Giants at home. I'm rolling with the Chicago Bears.
All right. Next up, we have one heaping, flaming dumpster fire against a team that has had its best record since 2013, I do believe. The Denver Broncos at the Buffalo Bills.
The only thing about this steaming pile of hot garbage that is the Denver Broncos is that you can always guarantee that if they're winning the game by 20-some points, they're going to blow that game. It's a wrap. Okay? You thought 28. Imagine living 28-3 every single week of the NFL season.
They have had a 2-score lead in 5 of their losses this year.
Yeah, like I said, just imagine living that every single week. Every week. Just, we're going to win. We got this, guys. This might be the one. We just might pull this off, buddy. We're contenders. And then you blow the lead. Next week, we're going to pull it off. We're good. Don't worry, guys. We got this. We got this. And you blow the lead. And then Joe Flacco hurts his disc. And then you can't even call offensive plays. And then you start a guy named Brandon Allen. And then he tries to win it, and you still blow it. And let me not get started on the Buffalo Bills, who for the first time this year, Josh Allen has significantly more passing yards than he did rushing yards. This, for the first time, he was not their leading rusher last week.
You know why?
Why?
Because he has a Frank Gore and some young cat named Singletary who can actually do their jobs.
Well, they had him before. It's just that apparently Josh Allen likes running for his life. That's the only thing I can think of.
Remember, they had LaShawn McCoy last year.
I just think Josh Allen likes running for his life. I think he likes the attention. I think he's an attention whore. Yeah, I said it.
Guys.
I want to run. Yay.
I'm taking the Buffalo Bills here. I don't see the Denver Broncos. If the Denver Broncos get up 20 on Buffalo, I don't think Buffalo has the offensive firepower to come back. But it's the Broncos, so they probably will anyway. I'm taking the Bills.
Just remember, a Josh Allen run is just as good as a Josh Allen pass. Probably even better. I'm taking the Buffalo Bills.
All right, so this time I actually do have to go to the bathroom, so I'm going to let you get started on the next game because it is your Achilles heel, the Tampa Bay Buccaneers at the resurgent Atlanta Falcons. I will be right back.
Mother of fucking God. Okay. All right, I guess I'm going to have to start this one. The Tampa Bay Buccaneers against the Atlanta Falcons. Oh, my God. So if you want to talk about disappointment, let's talk about these two teams, shall we? Let's put it right on Front Street. The Tampa Bay Buccaneers, we know, have to not only be disappointed with Jameis Winston, which is a reoccurring theme every year, but they have to be disappointed with the rest of their receiving core because, let's be honest, the Tampa Bay Buccaneers receiving core has not done Jameis Winston any favors out here. They have left that man on an island to stand. Well, let me say, they have left that man on a hill to die. I mean, Jameis Winston, if people have caught as many of the balls as advertised, Jameis Winston would be a top 5 quarterback. Yes, I said it. Jameis Winston would be a top 5 quarterback had receivers stopped dropping the damn balls. In fact, O.J. Howard found a wonderful way to try and catch a pass behind his back to where it bounced off his hands and ended up as a fucking interception. That is right. That is the that is the Tampa Bay Buccaneers in a nutshell. Barber has been a disappointment at running back. The defense is the only shining star, but shit, the defense is overworked, underpaid, overstressed. Now they're going to have to deal with a Falcons team that is angry, remotivated, resurgent. They are now, what is it? They've won 2 in a row. Dan Quinn gave up all the play calling responsibilities over to his assistants, and apparently his assistants are fucking geniuses because their defense is playing over the last 2 games. Is playing better than any other defense in the NFL, including, you guessed it, my San Francisco 49ers and the boogeyman of the New England Patriots and the Buffalo Bills, which are the top 3 defenses in the NFL. That is a damn shame to even state that at this point in the season, especially since in the first 3 games of this, 6 games. Well, no, I'm sorry. The first 9 games of the season, the Atlanta Falcons have been hot, garbage, ash, trash. Even when they won, they were still hot, garbage, ash, trash. And I'm going to bring Big Sim back into the fold because I know that he knows that they were hot, garbage, ash, trash. Don't you?
Yes, they were hot, garbage, ash, trash because I was strapped with them for about 5 weeks this season. And then when I got unstrapped with them, they decided to take a strap on, not even spin on it, and jam it up my ass and win their last 3 games.
Bang, 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 bang. And that's exactly what happened to you. The fact of the matter is this is one clusterfuck facing another clusterfuck. I don't know if you heard me or not, but I simply stated the facts.
And the fact that you said Jameis Winston is a top quarterback, I started laughing and almost pissed on myself.
No, I said if receivers has not, if you take account all the drops that every single receiver has done this year, Jameis Winston would be a top 5 quarterback. And we wouldn't be having this conversation about Jameis Winston being the black Brett Favre, just except without the touchdowns and just the interceptions.
So with that being said, I'm actually going to willingly trust the Atlanta Falcons this week and pick them to beat the Tampa Bay Buccaneers.
I don't think you have a choice because whoever Dan Quinn's coordinators that he deferred play calling to this week are geniuses. I mean, apparently they know defense better than anybody.
Drew Brees and the Panthers in back-to-back weeks.
Yeah. So what do you think they're going to do to Jameis Winston? This man about to throw more picks than Ty Detmer. Oh my fucking God! It's all. The route is on. The route is on, ladies and gentlemen.
All right. So next up we have a team that plays where Mr. Black stayed in against my Achilles heel. We have the Jacksonville Jaguars at the Tennessee Titans.
Oh, fucking Tennessee Titans. Goddamn Jacksonville Jaguars.
I'm just happy the next 3 games are really good because these last 5 have not been good.
I mean, I can't trust Nick Foles. I want to state this as the obvious again. I can't trust Nick Foles.
You just want Gardner Minshew under center.
It's not that. This team has spent the last 9 weeks gelling under Gardner Minshew as a completely different quarterback than Nick Foles. Now, Nick Foles has tendencies, and those tendencies you still have to get used to. Tendencies that they didn't have a whole season to get used to. And on top of that, Leonard Fournette is not playing like he did when Gardner Minshew was the quarterback. What am I supposed to do? Meanwhile, we have a fucking Tennessee Titans team that apparently Ryan Tannehill is about to lead them to the promised land. Yes, I said it. Ryan goddamn shit fuck Tannehill is about to lead the Tennessee Titans to the promised land and probably steal a playoff appearance from somebody.
Oh my God.
What?
I'm just looking at the new Intercontinental title.
Oh, yes. It looks like the old Intercontinental title.
Well, and it's also more interesting than this game.
Yes. That's true. Meanwhile, like I said, Tannehill is looking like a god, and the running game is legit. You can't really go wrong in this game picking Tennessee. I wouldn't be mad at you.
Derrick Henry has been a monster, underrated monster all year long.
Yeah. Like I said, I don't know how the program changed with Tannehill. You kind of knew that this was going to happen with Tannehill with the way that Mariota's been playing. But you know the weird part about it is that Mariota hasn't been playing bad. You know Marcus Mariota has had 7 touchdowns and 2 interceptions before they benched him. They just couldn't win and close out games. It's just what it came down to. But I got to pick Tennessee. Tennessee this year, they're at home now too. They're on a streak against the spread. Spread is looking nice at they're 3.5. You got to go with them. You got to ride the Tennessee train. Unfortunately, and you can't believe it's me saying it because every time I pick Tennessee and they're supposed to win this game, they might fuck around and lose. But I got to pick Tennessee. Logically, you have to pick Tennessee.
I'm going with Tennessee also. Next up, we have one of the games of the week. We have the team that calls themselves America's team, the Dallas Cowboys, traveling to the reigning, defending 6-time Super Bowl champions, Foxborough Stadium, and those New England Patriots.
It's America's team versus the team that represents America. Okay, this is it's crazy to think, right? That how was the last time these two teams have played? I can't even remember.
A couple years ago, the Patriots beat them, but the last good matchup they had was when it was Randy Moss against T.O.
Oh, those were the good old days, man. Jesus Christ.
That's the same the Patriots went undefeated.
So we're now in the end game, boys. He said, Bruno said, let me clear my throat. We're in the end game now, boys. That's what it is. We're in the part of the season where every game counts, every single thing counts. And to kind of get some perspective, we're talking about Dallas's last part of the season. They're 6-4. If it goes the way it's supposed to, based off my pick, and we'll talk about it in a second, they got to play a stingy Buffalo team, a desperate team in Chicago, the Rams, the Eagles, and the Redskins. The Redskins, I think, is the gimme game beating the Eagles twice, I don't think that's going to happen. Especially not in Philly. This is the game that's really probably going to decide what's the ceiling of this Dallas Cowboys team. The fact of the matter,
Dak Prescott has not played well against top-tier defenses.
No, he hasn't. And this defense is willing to. This defense is willing to break anyone and everyone that steps in their way. Yes, they have problems against Lamar Jackson, but you see what happened last week. You've seen what happened throughout this whole entire season. As a pocket quarterback, you will get broken by this New England defense. This is what they do. And this is not the game that Dak Prescott wants to come into to try and put himself in the running for MVP. This just isn't.
No, because Stephon Gilmore is going to take Amari Cooper out of this game.
Oh, yeah. So you got to ask, where's he go? You have Michael Gallup, which is probably going to be taken out by a McCourty brother. And then what do you have? Zeke? Well, you got to deal with that front seven, which leaves Dak Prescott on his own island. This is not going to end well for the Dallas Cowboys. Yes, New England, he said, Bruno says, fuck New England clam chowder. I know, Bruno, that you're upset that this is New England, and I get it, okay? I get it. However, you can't deny that the Cowboys are not going to be able to do anything against this New England defense. It's going to be a shame, a damn shame, and a fucking shame. So with that said, I am picking the New England Patriots. I know if Big Sin goes against that, then he is not only not sane, but I'm going to have him committed.
Honestly, James, you might want to start drawing up those papers. I am picking oh, man. I am picking America's team. I am picking the New England Patriots.
I'm about to say, like,
for the last 2 decades, they have been the dominant force in all of the NFL.
Bruno said he's not upset. I didn't say you were upset, sir. I just said that you were upset. Oh, my bad.
And, I'm not going to get all big into this game because, let's face it, Tom Brady is struggling. The offense is struggling. But the Dallas defense is not that good. Dak Prescott is not good against top-tier defenses.
Yeah.
And the Patriots have corners that are going to take his weapons out. Jamie Collins is going to be shadowed on Ezekiel Elliott all day long.
Yeah. Yeah.
So next up, we have this, like I said, we have 3 great games here. We have fresh from Lambeau Field, the frozen tundra, heading down to Santa Clara, California. We have Aaron Rodgers taking on a team that he struggles mightily against, no matter who their quarterback is. We have the Green Bay Packers taking on the league's up and down 1 and 2 defense with the New England Patriots, the San Francisco 49ers.
Well, remember, as the 49ers, we only have problem against mobile quarterbacks and like really fast mobile quarterbacks. Aaron Rodgers probably doesn't want to die. He's experienced death before in Chicago last week when they brought him back to life using methamphetamines and needle shots and made him survive.
And TB12.
And TB12. And made him and kept him upright for 14 games last year. I'm pretty sure that he doesn't want that to happen. I think Aaron Rodgers is going to have to stay in the pocket to try and do this, and that's where Nick Bosa is going to catch him slipping. This game as a whole, we've been wanting this game because we needed to prove to the rest of the world that we are legit. We thought we did that with Carolina. Apparently we didn't because Carolina's fallen off. This is the game. This is it. I don't think that we're more motivated, especially at home. And we have a heated rivalry with Green Bay. Don't forget that. That has been reignited and renewed. Plus, we'll be doing Minnesota a favor if we crack them in the mouth. So with that said, Jimmy Garoppolo is passing the ball very well. I mean, it's the running game has been kind of shoddy, but we get George Kittle back, which might make the running game back honest again like it was before. That's going to be the big difference. I'm picking the San Francisco 49ers. There ain't no other way that this is going to go down, baby. You already know how it is. Wiggy what's.
So Sunday night, I should be pretty heavily into the alcohol by then. Your offensive line is not going to have as much trouble as they did with Seattle.
Joe Staley's not going to die again. We're good. No, Joe Staley's out. Joe Staley's out this game because he has a broken finger. However,
that man cannot help again.
Probably not. But the offensive lineman
he had 10 good solid years, but the last 3 years he's been banged up a lot.
It's because the lack of Harbaugh has broken his heart. Anyway,
I'm going to go with San Francisco because if I don't, well, James can't do anything, but the guy who I'm drinking with will probably break a bottle over my head at some point during the night. So, which I really don't mind. I just think the 49ers are a better team.
Well, simply at this point now, this is the game they got to prove it. They don't prove it here. I don't think they'll go far in the playoffs. Straight out.
All right. So next up, we have a game that could be dangerous for a certain person who's watching our show right now, saying "fuck the Patriots" and Dallas all the way. Bruno, your Baltimore Ravens at the LA Rams. The one thing the Rams do best is something that Lamar Jackson is weak against, and that is the interior pass rush.
Oh, this one's gonna be fun.
This is going to be a better game than people think it's going to be.
Well, the whole thing is this, right? I've really been questioning the Ravens defense. I've questioned this game for the last couple weeks. I'm questioning Ravens defense, for the last couple weeks. You know me. I've said 2 weeks in a row that the Ravens defense is not as good as advertised. When in fact,
they come out and they punch both of those teams in the face.
Exactly. Unfortunately. Is it time that I give the Ravens defense their just due? I don't know about that. Not so fast, my friend. Todd Gurley is playing like he's healthy, which, I mean, he's pretending like he's healthy. I guess that's what matters, right? If they can jump out with a lead with Todd Gurley, I think ain't nobody going to be able to catch it. Why'd you turn it off? Get back here. Come back. Why'd you do that?
Because I felt like it.
That was so rude. You left me alone. I cried like a quarter of a tear. I don't know.
You're over there like, all by myself.
This is going to be the roughest game of Lamar Jackson's career. This is probably going to be the game that Bruno's going to be sweating on Monday night. And whether he likes to admit it or not, the Rams are fighting for a playoff spot. If the Rams lose one more game, given how the NFC West is set up, right? Well, the NFC as a whole is set up, they're not making the playoffs. They're the third wheel in the NFC West right now, which means that they're not making the playoffs if the playoffs started today. So playoffs, yeah, that's right. I said playoffs. Anyways, with that said, though, I kind of need the Ravens to win. So I'm going to be cheering for the Baltimore Ravens to win this game, and I think they're actually going to pull it off.
I'm going to be cheering for the Los Angeles Rams to win this game to give the Patriots some leeway with the number one spot in the AFC.
My daughter put a rock in my earphone. I was like, what the fuck is hurting my ear? Look at this shit. You see me digging in my shit? Look at this. What the fuck?
I'm going to teach Daddy being so loud in them sports shows. I'm going to put a rock in this motherfucker.
I'm going to kill this booch. Anyways, all right. So
I got the Rams because I need them to win to give New England some leeway here.
All right, fair enough. Okay, we'll give you that one. All right, so now
you want to kick off the next song?
Yeah, so we're gonna kick off the next song. Oh my god!
For part 2 of the show.
Yes. Let me see. We gotta find it. We're
gonna go backwards from the way we started this season. So.
Matter of fact, I just put it up on the phone. I remember when I used to do this part that I'm about to do right now.
And people will hate it.
Oh no! Hold on.
Then let me get inside your head all day, every day, and play with your emotions.
Ooh. Here we go.
When you get inside your head, everything.
Fuck. Where's it at?
I don't know.
Yo, what's up, Pip?
No. Oh yeah, here we go. You ready? Hold on, let me get my microphone away. Let me go back to the shit. Ready? Here we go.
It's just a public service announcement. Sponsored by Just Blaze and the good folks at Rockefeller Records.
So this is the moment that I'd like to apologize for giving everybody those bad picks and bad analysis. This is at the preview show at the beginning of the season. Me and Big Sin, we had big dreams. We had big dreams when we did this. But we're going to try and fix it. I promise you we're going to do better, y'all. Let's get right to it. It's our NFL repair show. We're going to repair and replace everything that we did wrong and got wrong from the rooter to the tutor. However long it takes, we're going to reboot this thing. You ready, Big Sin?
Yes, sir.
All right. So where do we start?
Well, since we started the season, we started with the AFC and NFC North. But this time, since we rebooting it, turning it around, we are going to start with your NFC West and the AFC West.
Oh, my. So what did we get right so far?
So I will tell you what we have. We'll start with the AFC West here.
Okay.
I had the Raiders at 7-9. You had them at 6-10.
Yep.
They are currently 6-4.
So unless they lose out the rest of these games, we're going to be completely wrong on the.
No, if they win one more and then lose out, I'll be correct.
Oh, okay. Oh, well. Appreciate that, sir.
All right. Then we had the Denver Broncos. I had them at 5-11. You had them 6-10. They are currently 3-7. So mine is still kind of there.
We're just about there. Me and you, we're still in the hunt. So I think we're okay with that one.
Next up, we have the LA Chargers, who I picked at 11-5. You picked at 13-3.
I predicted
they are currently 4-7.
Disappointment. Oh my fucking
finally,
God.
I have the Kansas City Chiefs at 10-6. You had them at 11-5, and they are 7-4.
So the Chiefs, I think they can still hit 11-5, based off the rest of their schedule. I'm gonna keep my Chiefs pick.
Mm-hmm.
I won't keep my Raiders pick. I think the Raiders are gonna be what the Chargers should have been, just not that good. Probably I think they're gonna steal the last seed in the playoffs over like the Browns or some shit. The Broncos, I think I'm dead on about that one.
So what is your record for the Raiders now?
Raiders, I think they're gonna finish 10-6.
10-6?
Yep.
You're flipping it?
Yep.
I'm gonna go with 8-8 on the Raiders.
8-8?
Yeah. I'm gonna leave my Chiefs at 10-6. The Broncos, I'm going to keep them at 5-11.
Yeah, I'll keep the Broncos where they're at. Chargers are going to be probably 6-10 for me.
I agree with that one. In fact, I typed it in already. 6-10. And all right, so now we have me and you have well, what do you have the Chiefs at now?
The Chiefs, I'm gonna keep them where I'm at. Did I say 11-5?
11-5.
I'm gonna keep them at 11-5. I think that they'll.
You got the Chiefs at 11-5 with the Raiders coming in second, and I got the Chiefs and the Raiders tied for first place.
Okay, all right. That's the AFC West short up. Now we're back to the NFC West.
Now we're up to the NFC West. All right, I had the Cardinals at 5-11. You had them at 6-10. They're currently 3-7. I am keeping them where they're at.
I'll tell you what. I'll give them one more game. I'm gonna make them 7-9. I think they have the ability to win 4 more games, or still 4 more games this year.
All right. Next up, we have the 49ers. I had them at 8-8. You had them at 9-7. They are currently 9-1. I am going to change that to a 13-3.
For the Niners, yeah, I think 13-3.
All right. Next up, we got the Seattle Seahawks. I had them at 12-4. You had them at 9-7. They are currently 8-2. I am going to keep them at 12-4.
I will put them at 11-5.
11-5?
Yep.
All right, next up, we have the Rams. I had them at 9-7. You had them at 10-6. They're currently 6-4. I'm going to keep them at 9-7.
I'm going to drop them. I'm going to go 8-8.
8-8?
Mm-hmm.
All right. All right, now we are now moving up to the NFC South and the AFC South. So in the AFC South, we had the Jaguars. I had them at 6-10. You had them at 8-8. They are currently 5-5.
I had them at 8-8. I'm gonna roll with 8-8. I think that looks good. Eventually, I think they're gonna turn around.
I am going to go with 7-9.
Okay.
The Titans, I had them at 4-12. You had them at 4-12. We did not believe in Tennessee at all at the beginning of the season.
No.
And they are currently 5-5. So they've accomplished more than we thought they were going to.
Here's a thought. Do you know that Tennessee has the second longest streak of winning seasons in the NFL right now?
Yep.
The only first is the Patriots, but the Tennessee is they've went 9-7, 8-7-1 consistently over the past 5 years. That's some.
So where are you putting them?
You said they're 5-5?
5-5.
9-7. I think they'll get another winning season.
I typed that too, so we both we again on the Tennessee Titans 9-7. Next up, we have the Indianapolis Colts. Remember, we picked this team before Andrew Luck retired.
Yep.
That's a big caveat on this one. I had them at 12-4. You had them at 12-4. They are currently 6-5.
I think. Let me look at the rest of the schedule real quick.
I'm putting them at 9-7.
I am. We got Tennessee, Tampa, New Orleans, Carolina, Jacksonville. I put them. You said it's 6-4?
They are currently 6-5.
6-5. Fuck. 9-7.
This division is going to be the most awkward thing in the world because I have a feeling we're probably going to make the Texans 9-7 also.
Well, considering this is who Indianapolis has to play. They have to play Tennessee, Tampa, which I think is a win, New Orleans, which Carolina, which is and Jacksonville, which is a win. There's no room for error at this point. I mean, it's the Tennessee and Indianapolis game is going to decide the division. I promise you.
So the Houston Texans now. We have the Texans. I had them at 10-6. You had them at 9-7. They are currently 7-4.
Ooh, 10-6.
I'm going to keep the 10-6.
Yeah, I'm going to 10-6. I like that one. That still might be something.
All right, now we're moving up to the NFC South.
All right.
We have the Buccaneers. I had them at 6-10. You had them at 7-9. They are currently 3-7.
5-11.
I'm going 4-12.
You don't think they can win another game? Only gonna win one more? Damn.
Yep. I'm very low on the Buccaneers.
So are they.
Next up, we have the Carolina Panthers, who we both had them at 9-7. They're currently 5-5. I like that bet. I think they're going to say 9-7.
Let me look at the schedule. Atlanta, so 6, 7-9.
7-9.
7-9.
All right. Next up, we have the Atlanta Falcons, who I had at an astounding 10-6. You had at 7-9. They are currently 3-7. And you know what? I am going to make them now 7-9.
Oh, you ready for this one?
Yeah.
Ready for Hollywood's bold prediction of the whole shit?
Oh shit, you going 8-8?
I'm going even bolder than that, sir.
9-7?
No, hell no, because they got to beat my Niners in order to make that happen.
I mean, they got to go undefeated the rest of the season.
Yeah, no, not gonna happen. So, never mind. Forget that bold prediction. They're going 6-10.
6
Oh, you thought? No.
When you talk about bold predictions, then I started telling you that they actually have 7 losses. You're like, oh wait, hold on.
Because I'm pretty sure New Orleans is not happy about losing at home.
So next up, we have the Saints, where I had them at 12-4. You had them at 13-3. They are currently 8-2. I am going to stick with the 12-4.
I'm going to stick with my 13-3. The NFC South is trash. I'm sorry. And they have they have to play them all again. So that's it.
All right. So now we're going to where we probably have our biggest adjustments coming.
Yeah.
The AFC North. All right. So I had the Bengals at 4-12. You had them at 2-14. I'm changing it to 0-16.
Woo! I'm gonna go 1-15.
You think they're gonna get by somebody?
They're gonna upset somebody, and it makes me gonna cry. It's gonna be one of these teams I'm gonna talk about next.
Well, what's funny is I almost just put 0-46.
Oh God, they ain't winning for the next 3 years. Goddamn, 0-46-2. They tied twice, nigga.
Yeah.
Yeah, 0-0.
Next up, we have the Browns. I had them at 12-4. You had them at 11-5. They are currently 4-6.
Which means that
I'm changing it to 8-8.
But I'm sticking with the same win. That can't happen, James. Oh fuck. Okay.
I'm going with 8-8.
They're gonna go 9-7. I think 9-7, and they're gonna lose to the Cleveland Browns. I mean the Cincinnati Bengals, the last game of the season.
They're gonna lose to themselves.
Yeah, they already are losing to themselves. Remember, Ryan Lindley is their quarterback coach. They already lost as soon as he got hired.
Next up, we have the Pittsburgh Steelers, who I had at 6-10. You had at 7-9, and right now they sit at 5-5.
They're still there. I say 8-8.
I'm going with you there too. I think they're an 8-8 team somehow, and I think this season has showed that Ben Roethlisberger is not needed.
Nope, not at all. They'd still be an 8-8 team with Ben Roethlisberger. They have no weapons on offense outside of Smith-Schuster. So.
Next up, we have the Baltimore Ravens. I said they were going to go 9-7. You said 8-8. They are currently 8-2. I am going to switch that to 12-4.
I gotta say, I even do you one, but you said they're 8-2 again?
Yep.
Let me look at this damn schedule again.
Hey, where'd you go?
Oh shit! What the fuck? What the fuck? I'm coming. Give me a second. What the? It's even blurry. It's even blurry. Hold on. Fuck this shit. Oh. What the fuck?
6, 7.
Hold on.
8, 9. There, these out.
Viva la raza. Oh, sorry.
So what do you got the Ravens at?
Hold on. I gotta look at the Ravens schedule again. Give me a second.
They got you guys next week.
Yeah. So I will say 13-3.
13-3.
Yep, their loss will come against us.
They're going to lose to the Rams and then you guys and give us sole possession of number 1 spot. Anyway, now we're going to the NFC North.
Okay.
I have the Lions at 8-8. You had them at 4-12. They are currently 3-6.
I'm gonna give them 5-11.
That's what I was heading to give them.
Yeah, I was like, yeah.
Next up, we have the Green Bay Packers. I had them at 5-11. You had them at 9-7. They are currently 8-2.
Ooh. All right. I got them at 12-4.
Around completely. They're going 11-5.
I got 12-4. Give me the 12-4 spot.
Next up, we have the Minnesota Vikings. We both had them at 9-7. They are currently 8-3. I'm giving them an 11-5 spot also.
I think I'm gonna do the same thing. Give me an 11-5 on that one. That sounds just about right where they should be.
And last but not least, the teams that we picked to win this division at the beginning of the season, the Chicago Bears, which I had them at 13-3, and you had them at 12-4. They are currently 4-6.
6-10.
Get out of my head, Mr. Ranger.
Why? What's the song say? Do you see what I see?
Hear what I hear. Since we always did the NFC West last, we're doing the AFC East last this time. Let's go with the NFC East, where we picked the Atlanta Giants. I had them at 4-12. You had them at 2-14. They are now 2-8. I am keeping my 4-12.
3-13.
You're giving them one more win than you gave them at the beginning of the season.
Yeah, that's right. They deserve one more.
Next up, we have the Washington Redskins, which I had at 7-9. You had at 8-8. They are currently 1-9. They'd have to go undefeated to give them what I gave them. I am giving them a 2-14.
So am I. I mean, that's about all I can give them at this point.
How are we so high on the Redskins this year?
Because they drafted Haskins and we thought their defense would carry Haskins to the thing. We just forgot to mention the fact that Jay Gruden was disgusted of Dwayne Haskins enough to where that he didn't want him to learn the playbook. So there's that.
All right. So next up we have the Dallas Cowboys. I had them at 8-8. You had them at 9-7. They are currently 6-4. I'm going to make them a 10-win, 6-loss team.
Did I say 9-7?
Yes.
Who do the Cowboys have? Oh, I'm gonna look this shit up. Okay, so Washington, Chicago.
I'm going 11-5. Never mind.
You said 6. I don't see 5. I don't see 5 wins. I don't. I see 3. 9-7.
And next up, we have the Philadelphia Eagles, who I had at 9-7. You had at 10-6. They're currently 5-5. I am going to drop them down to 8-8.
I think they're going to finish 9-7.
9-7?
With the Cowboys.
All right. Now we have the AFC East. We have the Buffalo Bills. I picked 5-11. You picked 5-11. They are now 7-3.
9-7. No, 10-6.
I'm going 10-6.
Yeah.
Their schedule is not too difficult.
No.
Next up, we have the New York Jets. I had them at 5-11. You have them at 7-9. They're currently 3-7. I'm going to keep them at 5-11.
I'm gonna go 6-10. They might be able to win 3 more games.
Next up, we have the Miami Dolphins. Wow. Oh, wait. Oh, yeah. No, you're pretty good. I thought I read it backwards. I had them at 7-9. You had them at 3-13. For some reason, I read 13-3. They're now 2-8. I see them going 4-12.
I think 3-13 is about still. This is we've reached peak Miami Dolphin. That's it. It's all down here from here, sir.
Next up, we have the New England Patriots. We both picked them at 13-3. They are now 9-1.
Okay. It's bold prediction time.
I'm going 14-2.
You're going 14-2? Bold prediction time. Let me just look up the schedule just to verify that I really want to go with this one. There's a lot of factors in this one.
I think they dropped that last game at Buffalo.
So they play the next 6 games are at home. Their last 3 or 4 are at home. Dallas is at home. Houston. They're going to run the table 15-1.
Woo!
Bold prediction time.
Woo!
They're running the table.
Even with Tom Brady falling off a cliff and the offense not being that good?
What if I told you that a little birdie told me that their offensive problems will be solved by the end of the season? They just got to keep going the pace.
Well, the reason I'm agreeing with you there is because even though he only had 5 targets last week, N'Keal Harry showed he's not afraid to go up in traffic and catch a football.
Oh, this is his opportunity. You're playing for a shot at the Super Bowl. You better go and get what you can. This is why I predict they're going to run the table. Dallas at home, I think the New England can win it. New England's beating Houston. And Houston's on a schneid. They barely beat Indianapolis. They got to play Kansas City in New England. I don't think New England loses at Foxborough, which then takes me to Cincinnati's going to get manhandled, stomped, beaten, and victimized. Then they got to play Buffalo and Miami both at home at the end of the season. Miami can't play in the cold, and
I think Buffalo will beat them.
I don't think so. I think they've seen it once. They know how to play it. Josh Allen is not Lamar Jackson. They're going to be able to mollywop him and destroy him, and it's going to be a wrap.
All right. Those are our mid-season switcheroos. We actually didn't change that many. Not many really went up and down. Only some major mistakes that we made.
Yes. Chicago Bears, fuck them. Excuse me. Oh, man. It's cold coming on.
Shit is just hacking up my chest, man.
Oh man. Oh.
So I want everyone to know on Sunday, I know I announced it for tomorrow, but for Sunday morning, early Sunday morning, our newest show, the wrestling show, which is called The Industry Outsiders.
And we're going to have a whole theme and everything. Just watch. We got you. Don't even worry about it.
We'll premiere Sunday morning early, hopefully before the NFL game starts. We will talk about what happened at NXT War Games tomorrow night and what our bold predictions for Survivor Series will be.
That's right. Just remember to make sure watch us live. And if you miss out the live show, it'll be right on Sinful Black Sports popping off in the morning, right before the NFL games start. Make sure you check out the podcast, the Overtime Sports Show, on every podcast network that you can dream of. If you can dream it, you can wish it, You can want it. You can hear it. So keep a lookout for that. Make sure you sign up for Sinful Black Sports. Highlights galore. Make sure you sign up for Sinful Black Gaming. Gaming daily drops, sometimes 2-3 times a day. Just get to it. Get filled with as much content as you possibly can. Until then, we'll see you guys Sunday. And that's my man Big Sin over there. And I'm your man's Hollywood J Black. We out this bitch. Deuces.